What's going on YouTube? Welcome to a King of Fighters All-Star video where we take a look at character progression. Now this may not be as helpful to a lot of players who have been playing for a while now, but if you're new to the game and you're overwhelmed by all the options you have to maximize your character, hopefully this video will be helpful for you. So first off, if you go to Fighter Select and you've done your summons, you've just started playing the game, or maybe you have been playing for a week and you're still confused, and you have all these characters, but then how do you build them up, right? Because you have so many options. Let's take a look at that. The first thing to note is that the highest level you can get to is level 90, but you can't get to that level right off the bat. So what can we do to get there? So let's take a look at an example. For instance, let's take a look at this Geese Howard. So you got the Geese Howard from the Arena Exchange, and you see that the highest level he can go to is level 50. But obviously you want to get him to level 90, so how do I do that? Well, when you put a level 50, a 5-star base character, the max level they can go to by default is 50. Now if we evolve them, let's go to the option, right? So you can get from 5-star to 6-star, and then his cap will increase from 50 to 60. And if you have a 4-star character, let's say for instance this Terry, then you can see that his base is 40, but then if you evolve him one time you can get a max level of 50, and if you evolve him a second time you can actually get a max level of 60, and so on. For a bronze character like this one, they start at a level 30 max. You have to uncap to 40 by evolving one time, and then evolve him 2 more times to get it to max level of 60. So now how do we evolve him? Let's actually take this one as an example. It actually shows you the materials you need to be able to evolve this character, Brian Battler. So it does cost some gold as well, and it needs these materials. So I can do this right now as an example. There we go. Brian just bulked up, and his cap is now level 40, but obviously that's still not enough. We can evolve him 2 more times and we still have the materials, so we'll keep going, and again you can see that it does require some gold as well. Okay, he's bulking up some more. He's now at level 50 max, and finally at level we can do him one more time to get to level 60, and I'm not going to do it right now, but you can see the materials you need. Now for instance, and if we go to Geese Howard one more time, right? So if you are missing any of these materials, then what do you do? Well, let's say I'm missing this material. If you click on it, you can actually see where you can farm these materials, and it tells you you can get that material at Purple Tower of Emission hard difficulty, and then this one, Purple Tower of Emission hard again. The tricky one will be the last one at the max evolution level, is the rainbow one. So this is the rainbow mirror, and 2 ways of getting this. One is to do it actually, if I click on this, this brings me to the fighter evolution dungeon, and you can see that if you click on this eye, it tells you the available drops. And the max level, the expert one, you can do it 3 times per day, and I think these actually do have a higher rate of dropping any of these rainbow materials. It's not guaranteed, but obviously you can still try. The other way to get them is to actually craft, and again if I go to craft, it actually takes me to the crafting page, and you see that you will need the rare mirror of each of the colors, 4 of each, to be able to craft one. So if I need 2, here I can craft 2. So again, you do the expert level difficulty of the dungeon, maybe you get lucky and get them as drops, but if you don't, you can always farm this up and craft the rainbow ones. Once you do evolve him, here we go. Now he is a 6-star and he can go to level 60, but obviously that's not enough. We want to know how we can get to level 90, and we'll get to that in a bit. But keep in mind that just by evolving Geese Howard, I did not actually level him up. He's still level 1. How do I level him up? Well, that's where you have the level up option. The first 4 capsules, they increase his experience. Well, you can also gain experience through actually taking him into dungeons, taking him to combat, to the events. You'll get some experience. But in my experience, just use these capsules to kind of max him up. And there we go. If I use 65 of these, and they will max him up to level 60. And I can do that right now. And as you can see, they have different tiers. This one will give you only 200. This one will give you only 600, this one 2400, and this one 12,000. Now how do I farm these then? Well, again, if you click on them, okay, they don't show you. Let's see. To farm the EXP materials, you go to Power Up Dungeon, and the first one that shows up is the EXP Dungeon. Again, you want to be doing the Expert, or the Lunatic rather, 3 times per day if you really need the Lunatic, the maximum one, and then you do the Expert one as many times as you want per day. There's no limit for this one. So if you really need to level up a character that you just pulled and you want to level them up, then yeah, keep going for the Expert version. I believe you get 4. Let me just double check. With the Expert one, if I'll just auto clear this. Yeah, you get about 4 per run. Maybe sometimes you get 5, not sure. And obviously the Lunatic one will give you about 6, 7, sometimes maybe 8. And you can only do this 3 times per day, so do that whenever you can. So we have Geese Howard, he's level 60, but then you will see these extra capsules here: attack, defense, HP. What do they do? Well, each level in attack, as you can see, 20. So it'll boost his attack from 2812 to 2832. And if I put in one more, then it'll boost it by 20 more, and so on. And you can put in a maximum of up to 99 capsules, or the attack capsules rather, to boost his stats by a lot. So you can do this for the defense one as well. It will boost his defense by about let's see, about 990, and then you can do the same for the HP. You can't go over 99. This is the max amount of capsules one character can take in, at least at this moment in the game. Capsules do make a huge difference. They give your characters a lot of extra stats, and they make them even more powerful. And you can see that the characters that do have capsules in them will have this extra plus 297 if they're maxed, or maybe if they have only 99 attack capsules, then they will have plus 99 written here. Next we talk about Limit Break. The Limit Break option is on the left right here, and what it does is it uncaps their character maximum level. So for instance, this Benimaru, instead of being able to go to a maximum of level 60, can actually go all the way up to level 90, and this is true for all characters. To Limit Break characters, you need souls. You can either use Fighter Souls, or KOF Souls, or Elemental Souls, or Rainbow Souls. Now, the order the souls are taken in will always be in this same pattern. First, it will try to take in the Fighter Souls if you have them available. So for instance, even though I have 95 Yellow Element Souls, it will still take in 10 from his Fighter Soul first. And then once that runs out, for instance right here, now I'm out of Fighter Souls after 60, it will take 9 from the KOF Soul and then 1 from Yellow, and it will save the Rainbow for the last. So it'll always take it in this order, and ideally if you have Fighter Souls, try to use them. I mean, you will be using them up first. The other thing I'll show you here is for the first 10 levels you will need 10 souls per level. So 61 to 70 you will need 100 souls, and then for the next 10 levels you will need 20 per level. So 71 to 80 you will need 200. So up from 61 to 80 you will need a total of 300, and guess what, for the last 10 levels you need 30 souls per level. So in total you will be needing 600 Fighter Souls to be able to completely uncap any character, whether it's a 3-star, 4-star, or 5-star character. Now the best way to get Fighter Souls is from doing a lot of summons, and if you get a duplicate, if it's a 5-star duplicate like this Benimaru, for instance, I pulled 1 duplicate, so I got 60 souls for him from that duplicate. And then if it's a 4-star, you will get 40 souls per duplicate from a summon, and if it's a 3-star, you will only get 20 souls per summon. The other ways to get Fighter Souls are, for instance, if you click on it, you'll actually get the options. One is to do the Soul Quest. If you click on it, it'll take you to the Soul Quest. So for instance, I want to do Benimaru, so he was a yellow, and here, but I can't do it until I do the normal first. So I would have to do normal, and then once I defeat it one time on normal, the hard will unlock, and then expert will unlock, and so on. And you can do it 3 times per day normally, and then after you've used up the 3 entries, you can watch an ad for 30 seconds to get an additional entry for 4 total entries per day in this soul quest, and each entry will give you 4 souls. So in total you can get 16 souls per day for a character by doing the soul quest. Sometimes they do give out soul quest tokens every now and then. I think they've been giving it out for the winter holidays. So then you have 5 entries per day, so you can get 20 in total. I'll show you a quick example of one soul quest. Make sure your character is max level. So if I was to go in with Benimaru, who's level 60 max, that he was at level 60, and he did have battle cards equipped to have the highest CP possible. But keep in mind that if you do fail, it won't use up a soul quest token, and you can retry one more time. There are other ways you can get fighter souls, and again, if you click on their fighter soul icon, you'll get the options. We looked at the soul quest. The other one is actually, for some of them, you can get them from the soul event stories. And for instance, if I click here, it'll take me to the event, or rather the story mode, and it'll cost 30 AP, and I'll only get 1 soul. So normally I don't really do this option. The other thing is you can do soul dust exchange, and this is actually very useful, especially for 5-star characters. For instance, let's go back to the Benimaru right here, level 60, and I can go to soul dust exchange shop, and I can exchange 18,000 souls per day to get 60. That doesn't mean that I'm done. I can't ever get any more souls for him with soul dust. I can again come back tomorrow and I'll have the option to buy 60 more with soul dust. So how do you get soul dust? That's the question. Well, to get soul dust, you can go to salvage soul, and if there are any characters that you think you're not going to use, or you have over 600 souls, for instance this Benimaru, I have 684, and you don't need more than 600. So what I'll do is I'll salvage 84 souls right here, and I'll get 1680 soul dust in return, and then I can use them on characters that I really want to level right now. So that's about how you can get fighter souls. So then how do you get the KOF souls? Well, usually you can get them from events, but let's go to battle, event quest, and the element dungeon. So for instance, this week it is purple dungeon, and it gives you the hint that you should bring in a yellow character to get the most damage. But this rotates, and we can click on details right here, and you can see it will end, I think, in 16 hours. And then tomorrow it will start the blue dungeon, and then the week after will be red, the week after will be green, and so on. So for the expert difficulty, you can get KOF AS souls, and then you can get the purple soul. And then from the hard difficulty, you can get the purple soul and the KOF gold soul. And obviously, you should be doing this every day to get as many souls as you can. So the characters in the general pool, they will be using the KOF gold soul. Seasonal and collab characters will usually use AS souls. For instance, let's go this one. Ling Xiaoyu will use KOF AS gold souls. And then if you have purple border characters like Shermie or Orishiyori, or maybe the Fess Zero or Giz Howard, then they will use the purple soul, and these are a bit harder to come by. And again, the element soul depends on the element of your character. For instance, this Shermie is green, so obviously she will need green. The Benimaru example we were taking a look at, he is yellow, so he's going to be needing yellow souls. And finally, Rainbow. Rainbow is a bit hard to come by. You get them from Epic Quest by doing some of the quests. You get them from events, but they're a bit hard to come by, so I wouldn't use them unless it's for a character that you know that you can't get a lot of souls for. For instance, if you have Fest characters like Yori or Leona or any of the new Orochi characters, then it's better to use the Rainbow Souls on them. When you do limit break a character though, keep in mind that you do have to go back and level up by using some EXP capsules to get them to that new level. For instance, if I limit break this Benimaru to level 66 by using 60 of his fighter souls, yeah, go on. So he has been uncapped to 66, but I do have to go back in here and use these capsules to enhance him to level 66. Again, to get these capsules, you can either do the dungeon or just do epic quest and story mode, and they usually do drop frequently as well. Next, to go even further beyond, you do have to unlock the fighter cores to get even more stats. If you unlock a core, you can either get raw stats, or you can get really good passives, or in some cases boost to your existing skills. So there really isn't a choice in here. Ideally what you should do is you should unlock every core and you do see that some of the cores are locked behind levels, so you do have to get to these levels before you can unlock these cores. So how do you unlock these cores? Well, if you click on a core, you can see what is required, and in this case it will require one triangle purple core. But if you don't have this, well, how do you get them? Well, if you click on them, they will show you the option of where you can get it. So for instance, this is Tower of Viera Easy, and this is in the core dungeon. If you go to home, you can see battle, power up dungeon, core dungeon, and this is where you can get all the cores. I highly recommend you do the expert one 3 times per day. That's how many entries you have, and then do it hard or normal or easy, as many as you need, until you get enough cores to unlock for the character that you're trying to raise. So let's go back to the example for Benimaru again. If we want to unlock the core, so here I unlock. It does require some gold as well, and it is quite expensive, so keep that in mind. And you don't have to click one by one at a time. If you click, let's say right here, it'll tell you the total amount of cores you need, total number of gold you need, and you can click this right here, and I'll just do it right now, and there we go. It unlocked all the lines up till that point, and you can do this until whatever level you're at right now. The tricky part will be after level 70, when you will need these rainbow cores as well. And how do we get them? If you click on them, you see that you can go to the craft page, where you can craft one rainbow core by using 4 of each of the colors. And as you can see, it is quite expensive. Obviously, if you do the dungeons every day with the power up dungeon, core dungeon, you do have the option of getting the rainbow core as a drop. It is pretty rare, but you can get lucky and get from there as well. If you click on obtain effects, you can also see all the effects that you can gain, the passive ones, and then boost your damages by unlocking all the cores. Obviously, you should be aiming to unlock all the cores possible to get the most out of your character. And before we go to equip, let's also talk about Affinity. So first of all, if you click on reward, you can see what you can get with Affinity. For every character, doesn't matter who it is. If for level 1, 3, 5, 7, 10, you get 10 rubies each at those levels, so that's 50 rubies for each character, guys. So you should be trying to level up the affinity of as many characters as you can, if not to level 9, to at least level 5, which is pretty easy to do, and you get those extra rubies. And obviously you can see that at every other level you also get some extra stats, and for every character from level 11 to 15 you get these 50 extra souls. So it's really nice, and you should be doing it for a character that you're trying to raise. So now how do we get the level up the affinity? Well, you don't want to feed them just anything, because if I feed Benimaru, let's say, these crackers, then it'll only be 10 affinity, which is like nothing. But if I feed him this spaghetti, only 1, then it'll level increase it by 100. So obviously you want to be feeding them only the ones that they have a smiley face or it's their favorite. So that's what I'll do right now. Click OK, gift, and his affinity just went up to level 10. So now I'm getting the benefits of, not only did I get the extra rubies, but I'm also getting these extra stats. And if I level his affinity up to the next to level 15, then I'll also get this extra 50 souls that I can use to limit break him even further. So now how do we get these the food items? Well, if you click on the food item on the right side, it does tell you where you can farm them, and my suggestion is do the highest level that you can do, because then you'll get more experience, more rank experience, so overall it'll level you up faster as well. So for instance, if we go as an example this one, and I'll just auto clear, but you can do it either just battle yourself or do auto battle. If I auto clear one time, let's see, I got about 2. Sometimes you get 4, sometimes you get 6. It's random, it's all RNG, but you just gotta do it a lot of times. Again, it's good experience, you rank up really quickly as well, and you get this extra food item to give to your fighters and level up their affinity. And finally, let's talk about equip. You can equip 1 special card, 3 set cards, and 2 option cards. There's no way to unlock the 3rd option card, so I don't think you can even do it in JP, so don't worry about that. But let's take an example of, okay, so this Benimaru has 6933 CP by default, but then if I equip him with my best cards that I have, it goes up to 10,865, so that is a huge difference. For battle cards, we'll talk about it in a different video, but You do want to keep in mind that if you want to get the most out of your characters, you do need to equip battle cards that are leveled up and evolved to the max rarity possible. To summarize, guys, make sure they're evolved to 6 stars, and then they're limit broken to the max, and that they are leveled up all the way to 90. And your characters have 99 capsules in each categories for attack, HP, and defense. Make sure that all their cores are unlocked so you get all these extra effects. And have affinity to at least level 10 so you get these extra stats. And equip your best battle cards available, and they're special if you have it. And just watch the CP skyrocket and them turn into a beast. Guys, if you found this video helpful or enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.